So you see, when you have a WASI resource, right, and maybe some of the courses or some of the subjects were withheld, either cancelled or you failed them. Normally, in Ghana, you have an opportunity to sit for a private exams, what we used to call NOBDEC, so that you combine the WASI resource and fill in with, the resource that you had from the private exams. So this is the situation. So if you want to apply to Legon Tech, you can easily do this. However, if you have an object or a private exams and you have WASI, how do you use that to study abroad? So it's very simple. Understand that one of the most important things to do when you want to study abroad is to be able to let the university or the country you're applying to understand your academic system or your academic qualifications. So you can still go ahead and use your WASI resource, get your transcript from your high school. And what you need to do is that you pay for two WAEC resource checker cards. That is the one to check your WASI resource and one to check the private exams. Then you write a note explaining to the school you want to apply to that in my country, it is allowed for me to have two separate, final year examinations. And so in my WASI resource or in my actual first resource, this is what I had. Now, because I didn't make these results, I had to reset it, and this can be used to fill it in. So if you are able to take your time, combine the two results, pay for WAEC results checker cards so that they can verify from their end both results, then they would understand your qualification. So if you had maybe science or integrated science cancelled, then it can be filled in with the private exams. So this makes it simple. Most of the US institutions would still understand this qualification and then admit you. They understand the WAEC or the WASI results, but they may not understand that you can write the NOBDEC or private exams and fill that in. So this is a way of starting today's podcast. This is the Study Abroad podcast with the Fred Effect. We come your way this and every Saturday. And the intention behind this is that a lot of people have already, walked through the study abroad process and have been successful. What I do is to invite them so that they explain how they did it and how you can also do it. So which universities are they studying in? When did they start the process? How long did it take them? And how much did they spend on the entire process so that you who want to study abroad would learn from their experiences, know the universities to target, the programs, that will give you scholarship and all that. So I'm not doing this alone. I have a co-host who is part of the Fred Effect team. Ben, hi Ben, how you doing?
Yeah, Fred, I'm good. And you?
Yeah, you were on the podcast last week. A quick introduction to our viewers before we bring our guest on.
Oh, hi everyone. As usual, my name is Ben and I'm a member of the Fred Effect team. So we are here today to give you another fantastic session. So we just apologize for the delay. There are some issues we can't control. So just bear with us and stay tuned for another fantastic episode.
Our guest today is Bright. Bright, how are you doing?
I'm good, Fred.
Yeah, we've been having a good conversation behind the scenes. So a little bit of introduction to our wonderful viewers, and we start from there.
Right. I want to say hello to everyone who is watching us out there. My name is Bright, and I'm from Ghana, specifically Yuamuasi in the Ashanti region of Ghana. I completed school at Akrokere College of Education, and I did English and Ghanaian language, which was affiliated to the University of Cape Coast.
Oh, awesome. So at Akrokere, that was a 3-year diploma or a 4-year bachelor's degree?
That was a 4-year bachelor's degree.
Oh, I see. Akrokere is very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what actually inspired you to want to study abroad after graduating from, you said a bachelor's degree in English and Ghanaian language?
Yes, please.
So it means you studied P for your bachelor's degree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is interesting. And you are a trained teacher as well.
Exactly.
I can see from your glasses. Anyway, so bro, walk us through what inspired you to want to study abroad.
Yeah, thank you. When I was, going through the education to be trained as a teacher,
Mhm.
I realized that what we were taught was not exactly what we needed to, execute in a classroom. So
Right.
we were always asking ourselves, why are they not teaching us what exactly we need, to help us to, teach the younger generation?
Mm.
What I mean is we teach, but we don't practice what we teach.
Okay.
And so I got to know that in the United States, they really focus much on the practicality of what they do. So this really inspired me to, have an overview and a feel of the educational system.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Ben, you want to continue?
Oh, okay. So, how were you able to know this kind of information?
Yeah. So I had a younger brother who got here before I did. And, as brothers, he wanted me to also come here. So he told me I have to start something. I shouldn't wait on him to, help me out. So I knew nothing about a school application. So I went to YouTube and typed how to apply to schools in the United States. So I chanced by the Fred Effect, channel, and I started, learning how to apply schools and all that. And that is how come I got into all this process.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Talk to us about where you are at the moment. So you mentioned that you actually graduated from Akokere, but where are you from exactly in Ghana?
Yeah, I'm from Wiamoasi in the Ashanti region.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then where are you at the moment?
I'm at Michigan, Bering Springs.
Awesome. So from Wiamoasi to Michigan.
Exactly.
How long did the entire process take you? Let's assume that you graduate. When did you graduate from your bachelor?
2022.
Okay,
Yeah.
and which year did you finally make it to Sprint?
I got here in August 2024.
So would you say that it took you 2 years to work on the process?
Yes, it took me 2 years, but when I started first, I didn't get, money and other things to
Mhm.
back my process. So I had to relax. So right after my, national service, and I also started again and, I got here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So after graduation, you relax a little bit, make money from national service.
Yeah.
So national service is what 559 or they increased it?
That was 771 that time.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Then we have to all come back and start do the national service again. Because
Yeah.
they said that some of us to 559. Okay,
Yeah.
so Bachelor of Education in English language
Hmm.
and Ghanaian language. That is that what.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
what program did you target? Because a lot of people are thinking, I'm a teacher.
Hmm.
I studied Chi,
Mm.
and so what programs were you targeting?
The most exciting thing in my process is that I even came here with a computer science.
Oh, wow!
Yes. Yes.
You applied for computer science instead.
Yeah. So in my visa, it is computer science, Master of Science, Computer Science.
From the Bachelor of Education in
Yeah.
Ghanaian language.
Yes.
The Ghanaian language, what specifically were you doing? Chi?
Yeah, I was doing three.
What were you teaching at the national service level?
I was teaching English.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see. Shout out to the people who want to go to IT but feel that
Mm.
their background do not qualify them. I think you're going to give us more insight now.
Yeah.
Yes. So, why that shift?
Yeah, that's good. I got to know that computer has become, an integral part of our lives wherever you are. It doesn't matter your career or profession. And so I decided to have an in-depth knowledge in computer science, especially to bridge the gap between computer science and linguistics.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, let us know. At times, some people will feel like I did A, course
Hmm.
A. Now, switching to course B might affect my visa chances.
Mm.
Did you feel like that?
No, I didn't because after listening to the Fred Effect YouTube channel, he emphatically dealt with those issues. So I really listened to them. And what I got to know is in the United States, it doesn't matter your background. But here, when you are in Ghana, they will tell you something about skirts and brows. If your degree does not follow up to your graduate or your master's, when you are finding job in the teaching field or you want to be a lecturer, it might become a problem. But here in the US, it doesn't matter. All that you need is a skill, yeah, which will help you to go
Great.
wherever that you want to go.
Lovely.
Yeah.
If you just join us, here's Fred Buffett. We are interviewing Bright, who did Ghanaian language and P and Ghanaian language and English in Ghana, but at the moment he is studying computer science.
A
So
point of correction.
okay,
I came in with computer science.
okay.
As we speak right now, I have straight into Master of
Oh, Master of
Divinity.
Divinity.
Yeah,
Wow, we will come back to that. Master of Divinity.
yeah.
So no, you have an interesting case here.
Mm-hmm.
You applied for visa with computer science program, and then
Exactly.
when you came, you switched to Divinity. How did it happen?
Yeah. So when I got to the US, I didn't go to where I had school, which was University of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I came to Michigan. So when I got here, I emailed the DSO that my plans has changed. So I want to enter into a different program in a different school. But they told me I had to, study for just semester before I could do that and all that. But fortunately for me, they told me if I want to do that, then I have to pay an administrative fee before they could transfer my service to where I'm now studying. So that is how came I am able to, transfer and continue with what I'm
Wow,
doing currently.
Fred, I think this is an interesting case.
Yeah, we'll come to the transfer side, but I want us to start from your application stuff like that, and how if somebody has a similar background, maybe political science background,
Mm-hmm.
what actually went into your SOP to convince a school to give you a master's in IT when you have a background in English and Ghanaian language?
All right, thank you. So in my SOP, I indicated that I really fall in love with computer science when I was even younger. And I've seen that computer science is one of the course that it doesn't matter whether your professional career, you might need computer science. And in Ghana now, it's really it's even part of the curriculum that the case needs to be abreast with computer. And so I use that channel to explain to them why, as a teacher, I need that kind of education in order to transform the new generation so that they can be equipped in whatever field they might find themselves in the future.
Wow, wow, this is smart. This is smart. I mean, you hear a lot of people saying that what I'm doing is not related to what I'm going to study. And you are a typical example of that. So if somebody's going for a visa interview, writing an SOP, this is a good trick for them. Ben, can you come?
Yeah. So this is why I always tell people that don't miss any of the Fred Effect events, because this information you may not get it anywhere other than the Fred Effect. So
Sure.
now let's look at this. How were you able to get letters of recommendation? Because I'm sure the teachers that had already, or the lecturers that had already taught you, were like basically Ghanaian language and English, right?
Sure.
So were you able to get someone from the ICT background to recommend you? Just
No.
let us know how your letter of recommendation, you were able to
Okay.
get the letters of recommendation.
Okay. I will also applaud the Fed Effect, what you have been doing, putting a lot of stuff on social media, all social media handles. So I watched one of their videos, and it was talking about when we are in school, we have to, make good use of our lecturers, befriending them, and all the having connection with them. So I had a very good, friend, like a professor. He's called Mr. Abraham. He's currently teaching at Amstead in Kumasi. So I reached out to him and told him that's what I want to do. He was so glad and so happy to help me. And my second recommendation also came from our school dean of students. He was called Father Reverend Angelo. He also helped me to write my second recommendation.
Oh, okay. So in what you submitted to,
Yes, I submitted to.
lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. So far so good. Can you share a little experience with us?
My stay here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't easy when I got here because that was my first time. And to be honest with you, I'm not the type of person who used to travel around. So when I was in Ghana, I was only based in Kumasi and where I was, So Accra and those stuffs, it wasn't where I used to go.
Yeah.
So when I got there, they checked everything. By God's grace, I got here. But when I got here, the saddest thing is that I missed my bus. And so I had to, spend the night at the airport.
Oh,
And what happened is that when I was about getting out, getting my stuffs, and to get out from the airport, I had a call from my brother who paid for my bus ticket. He told me that my time is almost up, so I have to be in hurry, else the bite might leave before I get there. So when I took my bus, my luggage, I never checked where I was to exit. So I exit from the departure at Detroit
interesting.
Airport. So where I was standing, it means that it has no matter what I did, I wouldn't get a bus to go to where I was supposed to take the bus to my final destination. So it was so terrible, and I spent almost 3 days before I got to my final destination. I was so
Oh,
tired, the food, and I didn't know anything about how to get food to eat
Mm.
because I didn't know anything about that. But so I was so tasty. I was so hungry. I didn't eat anything apart from what I was served in the flight. And Michigan is also known to be one of the coldest places in the state. And I've experienced cold weather since I came here.
lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
That's great.
You're just tuning in. We are live on the Study of a Podcast with a Fred Effect. My name is Fred, and my host is Ben, and our guest is Bright. Bright is currently studying in Michigan. So, somebody with a Ghanaian language background, a Bachelor of Education in Ghanaian language and English, applied to a master's program in, IT, and now, switch to a different field. It's an interesting background that if you are listening to us, you have to learn from that. Whatever you start with does not necessarily mean that that is what you should look forward to studying. If your interest has shifted or changed, there's an opportunity for you to still pursue your passion or whatever you want to do, and it's possible. Remember, every week we select one person who the team assists to go through the process. How do you get selected? If you click on the like button, if you share, if you follow on our social media platform, then automatically you join the draw. So if you have questions for Bright, you can put it in the comment section. As you type in the comment section, you automatically join the draw. So let us know which country you are joining us from. Let's see. Okay, let's know which country you are joining us from. What is the time over there at the moment? And where have you gotten to in your study abroad process? So let us know if you need any assistance. as you type in the comment section, remember you automatically, join the draw. At the end of the session, we select one person, and then the team will assist you. So Ben, let's continue.
Oh, okay, thank you. So, Bright, we would like to know how many universities did you apply to, and how easy was it during the application?
Okay, I applied to 3 universities: Arizona State University, University of Bridgeport in Connecticut, and Andrews University, where I'm currently studying.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
So, Arizona State University. So, Bright, what we do normally is that when you mention the name of the school, normally it will be the first time somebody is hearing about it, right?
Mm,
So we will share the screen and then show it to people who are hearing about it for the first time.
right.
So let's see if I can quickly do that. Let's see. All right, so Arizona State University is located in Phoenix, Arizona. Interestingly, I visited this campus. I think it's one of the best campuses I've ever visited.
Mm,
It's so beautiful. The weather in Arizona is like that of Bolivar Boy, right? So the sun could shine, and it doesn't snow in Phoenix. If you want to see snow, you need to go all the way to Flagstaff, where Northern Arizona University is. So this is the website of Arizona State University. Bro, what program did you target here?
communication.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, awesome. And the next university you mentioned is
University of Bridgeport,
where is that located?
Connecticut.
Good. Um,
The city is Bridgeport.
okay, awesome. So let me quickly show the website of University of Bridgeport as well. So if you are listening to us, this is the website of University of Bridgeport. So
Yeah,
Bridgeport, it's located in Connecticut. And this is where you applied for the IT. Is that it?
yeah.
What was the notion? You applied for communication in one school,
Mm.
divinity in another school, and then IT in another school.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
Mhm.
I really wanted to study Master of Divinity, but I wanted to get into the States so that I
Mhm.
can know what to do. So I realized that when you want funding,
You're right.
it really comes from the STEM programs.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I wanted to use computer science to get in here and then continue from there.
All right. So then the next school was what? Andrews University.
Yes, Andrews University.
Okay. Is that a private institution?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm going to quickly show the website of Andrews University as well, and that is where you applied for Masters in Divinity Studies.
Yeah.
So to somebody who do not understand what Masters in Divinity Studies is, just give us an idea. What is it?
Right. It's kind of studying about God, theology. Yeah. So currently, what I'm doing is I'm doing Master of Divinity with a concentration in chaplaincy.
Okay. Okay.
So after this program, what I can do with it is to be like a hospital chaplain or a school chaplain or something like that.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. And
interesting.
what you're saying is that you applied to all these universities whilst you're home, or you came here before applying to Andrews.
No, I did that before coming here.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're just tuning in, these are the is it are these the only universities you applied to?
Yes, these are only the universities I did apply to, and I had all admission into these schools.
Awesome. Ben, let's take it from there.
Okay, so thank you. How much did it cost you for applying to these 3 universities?
For Arizona State, I mailed them and they waived it for me. But where I'm currently studying, which is Andrews University, it was $60. And University of Bridgeport, I think we don't pay any application fee.
Oh, okay. So Breakport, we don't pay application fee.
Yeah,
Arizona, you mailed and likely it was waived for you.
yeah,
And then at Andrews, you paid only $60.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So now, looking at the application process,
Mm.
how easy was it?
Looking at the application process, it wasn't easy But I think, Fred has been saying all the time, that it is possible. And I really like that, because when I started, it got to a point I wanted to stop. But when I continue listening to Fred's podcast, he always encourages us not to give up until we are done with it. So through the application process, I spent quite a lot of time waiting to hear from them. And, most of the time you have to reach out to them. How is it going? You wait for some months, for some weeks. So that was the biggest thing that, happened through the application process.
So do you think that someone who wants to start the process for the first time, does a person need guidance as to how to apply?
I think everything that a person might need, it's always available on the social media. And as a matter of fact, I didn't listen to only one particular person. I also listen around. And sometimes when somebody is showing you a direction, and the person is deceiving you, you could clearly know. So when I met Fred's podcast, I realized that indeed this is a very nice channel to be with. And if you want to find any information about school application, your life in the United States, and whatever that you want to know, I think Fred has it all.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we would like to know, I think here our viewers will be interested to know this. Did you get any scholarship?
Yeah, I did. I
Did you
did.
get for all the three schools?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so can you throw more light on it?
Yeah. For Arizona State, it was the departmental scholarship. So after um, my admission letter, I reached out to them that the tuition, the cost of attendance was around $65,000. So I reached out to the program coordinator, asking if there is any way they could, I could get any scholarship. And I'd never go through an interview, but I just wrote to them, and they told me that they are going to sit on it and see if I could win. So I won, I think 2,500, but
Oh,
I thought that that wouldn't be enough for me. So I moved on to the University of Bridgeport. For them, it was a merit-based scholarship. And where I'm currently studying, Andrews University, I had 75% scholarship. And for that scholarship, it for those who are interested in studying this particular program. I mean, the Master of Divinity program. It's the school is an Adventist theological seminary, but we do a lot of programs here. But for this particular program that I'm into, when you apply for it, automatically you get this 75% scholarship.
okay.
Yeah.
So can you let us know, how did they pay the money? Did they use it to reduce your fees, or can you throw more light on it?
Yeah, the money, you won't get it at hand, but what they do is they used to slash off a part of your tuition.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you got 75%.
Yeah. Yeah.
How was the feeling?
Oh, it was so joyous, man. Yeah.
So would you say that boosts your confidence for visa preparation?
Yeah, it's kind of, but you know what? I never went to the embassy with this 75% scholarship.
It's like you have an interesting story.
Yeah, I went there with so in my visa, my
Uh-huh.
passport, What I have in right now is University of Bridgeport Computer Science.
Okay.
That is what I used to, go for the
And
intake.
that one, how much was the scholarship?
It was $3,000.
So the cost of attendance was how much?
It was around 38,000.
38,000
Yeah,
USD.
yeah,
And you were still confident
yeah.
attending your visa interview.
Yeah, I was confident through the inspiration from Fred. I
Okay.
listened to one of his podcasts at Facebook. He was saying that if you had a school admission letter and you didn't get enough scholarship, don't lose hope. But what you have to do, just keep on trying all means. I mean, reaching out to the schools, whether you could find any scholarship. I did, but they told me that for graduate assistantship, it is not give in combination to what I have received, the merit-based scholarship,
Right.
unless I come and spend a semester before I could apply for graduate assistantship. So that was my motivation, and which helped me, and I decided to use that. So when I get there, maybe I could apply for that graduate assistantship.
What was the additional source of funds for, you have the merit scholarship? So was it a loan? How or was it a sponsor? How was it?
Yeah, I use my dad's bank account.
Okay, so for those people who are thinking that I do not have a major scholarship from the school, that means my visa is going to be denied. Did you go for your visa interview 2 times or 3 times? How was it?
That was once.
And was which country? Was it in Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire,
It
Togo?
was in Ghana.
Why is it that people are scared that with no scholarship I'll be denied? What do you think?
I don't know what is the reason, the major reason behind why people think that, but I think it's a misleading sort of thing,
Mm.
and which I think even if you have gone through the process, you are not a consular to decide, and
Mhm.
people used to listen much
I
to
need you to repeat that. I like that.
yeah,
Even if you have experience going through the process, you are
yes,
not a counselor, neither are you God, right?
exactly.
You know.
So you don't have to listen to what people say. You just have to give it a try and see what will come out of it. And so that
No,
was
no, bro, I think that, if you speak to anybody who is negative, they will demotivate you, bro. You
yeah,
have a bachelor's in English and Ghanaian language, G,
yes,
right? You
yeah,
applied to IT. It
mm-hmm,
doesn't match. You are a
yeah,
teacher, right?
yeah,
I mean, you don't have much scholarship from the school.
yes.
What?
I've not even traveled to Accra.
From Yamasi, you've never traveled to.
Yamwasi,
There's actually a secondary school in Yamasi. What is it? I've forgotten the name. Is it Yamasi Senior
of
High?
Fanoche.
Not Senior High. Yeah. I have had a couple of friends who went there. Wow. No, your story is it's so that's why we keep on telling people that everybody's situation is different.
Yeah,
Your study abroad process might not necessarily resemble that of your friend, right?
exactly.
And so, if you are looking up to somebody that, okay, this person had this kind of thing, and so I have to do this, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't.
Was your brother's situation like yours?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Why didn't he discourage you from even going for the visa interview?
He didn't because he always, he inspired me that everybody is different, and you see this finger,
Mhm.
it's not the same.
Right.
So, time also changes, and the viewers maybe you met, even if I met the same person, that time wouldn't be the same time, and
I
everything.
like the way you are from Yamwasi or Tukokoso Nana, but your American accent is accenting. I like the way the American accent is popping out, bro.
Yeah,
Anyway, Ben, let's continue.
yeah.
Okay. So now, how are you coping? Now looking at the deficit,
Hmm.
how are you coping?
Yeah, so right when I got here, I just switched and transferred to Andrews University, where I'm currently, studying Master of Divinity. Um, what I do is I do work on campus, and on this summer break, I'm working off campus.
Yeah, so
Yes.
an internship and all that. So
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
that is super helpful. All right.
exactly.
So let's talk about writing any of these test scores. Did you have to, because you are switching from a bachelor's degree in
Mhm.
computer science? did you write test scores, IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, any of them?
No, I never wrote any kind of exam.
Does it mean that, because for all the three schools, the programs were different?
Yeah.
And for all the three schools, none of them is really related to Bachelor of Education in
Exactly.
right? So you wrote a different statement of purpose to apply to the communication program in Arizona.
Yeah.
A different SOP to apply to that of IT,
Mm-hmm.
and a different SOP to apply to divinity.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No, bro, you are so your process is so inspiring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, how much did you put in the process? You spoke about being a national service personnel.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the amount you were able to invest. Okay, brother is trying to face his lightning and all that. All right, how much did you invest in the process?
I think when I got to a point, I needed a bank statement. And my dad is currently, a Seventh-day Adventist pastor in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Looking into
So,
his account.
and Jews is an Adventist school?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then your uncle though.
Biakwe.
So that's all the Adventist people I know.
Yeah.
I like how Adventists and Jehovah Witness. I like how gentle they are with their glasses. The way they iron their clothes is even different. I had an Adventist teacher back in primary school. Okay, so the what you're studying is actually related to your religion from birth, right?
Exactly.
And how did you get to know about Andrews? Who recommended that to you?
I'm currently residing with one of our pastors way back in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
He one day, called me that I could see some kind of qualities in you which you can jump into this program. And I was like, yeah, I have really dreamt to get into this field, but I don't know how to start. So he told me I should go ahead and do it. So when I got everything, I reached out to him and he, told me that where I would sleep, I shouldn't, worry about that.
Oh, okay.
I should just come and he would take care of everything. So I slashed off the meals and the apartment so that so it made my fees to reduce a little bit. Yeah.
I see. All right. So people are mostly worried about after school, what next? So in somebody would think about, oh, why did the brother have a good program in IT and decided to switch to divinity? Is the money that huge in divinity compared to IT?
Not at all.
I want to understand that.
Yeah. Okay. What I know is here it's much particular with your skill, and with my concentration, there are a lot of places I could go looking up for job, and I learned that they some other homes and other hospitals, schools and hospitals employ chaplains, and they start from there giving them working authorization and giving them green card and all that.
Okay. So upinche koto upinche so announce the koto bawa, right? So like you've opened my eyes on so if somebody's watching us, they are interested in applying to a divinity program. What are some of the universities you suggest, and does it have to necessarily, because I know like maybe a Catholic church might have their university.
Exactly.
So does it have to necessarily? I'm not an Adventist.
Yeah.
Will Andrews admit me to come and study that program?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same denomination you are.
No, it doesn't. We have a lot of people. When I came here, in Adventist, our ladies, they don't pierce their ear and all that.
Yeah.
But I have course mate who have earrings and all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It doesn't matter over here.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyway, let's go on. All right, so if you're just tuning in, you're welcome. You're not late. We are still live on the Study About podcast. We do this and every Saturday. My name is Fred. I am here with Ben, my co-host, and our guest is Bright. Bright has a background in Bachelor of Education in English and Ghanaian language. He, applied to a master's in IT, even though with that background, a master's in communication, and now studying divinity. So he got admitted into the Master of IT program, a deficit of if a little bank scholarship from the school, was still motivated to go through the visa interview. Let's talk about your visa interview actually. What made you not scared? Because if you join most mock sessions, then the idea will be that with Bachelor of Education, IT, what was the questions you were asked? I want to understand those things.
Yeah. So I really knew that because of my background, they might there might be a question on that. Why are you switching to this program? So I really dealt my homework well on that. And as I used to join your mock session interview,
Mm.
I was so shy to come up front to be interviewed. But as I was at backstage, I used to listen to people's, and compare it with mine to see that I'm doing the right thing. So sometimes I do ask questions, but I never, um, wrote down my name to be interviewed. So
Okay.
yeah. So my first question was that, where am I going? And I just told her that I'm going to the United States to pursue a Master of Computer Science, with a concentration in I told her in a concentration in um, I think data science, no, artificial intelligence. Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew I always said that artificial intelligence, you can use that to learn something about language,
Mhm.
linguistics and computer science.
Yeah.
We have, I think, a program that they call computational linguistics. Yes.
Let's see.
So yeah.
But based on your story, I think that anybody who is trying to go for a visa interview and do not know how to craft their story, they should come to you. You deal with it. Because, to think about it, like, how do I connect the dots? Because
Hmm.
a lot of people, that's what they are worried about. That
Yeah.
my background does not relate with what I'm going to study and what I want to be, So how do I connect those things? Maybe, in Ghana, I studied maybe what political science.
Mhm.
Currently, I'm working in my father's accounting company. Can
Mm.
I match, all that? So let's talk about the questions if you remember. What did the visa officer ask you? What
Yeah,
was your
so that was my first question, where I'm going.
Mhm.
And then the second was, um, am I, what did I do at my bachelor's level? And I told her I did Bachelor of Education in English and Ghanaian language
Yeah.
from University of Aggregate College of Education. And I stopped there because I just wanted to be precise but concise. So and she further asked me, am I working in a computer science firm? And I told her, no, I'm currently teaching at Quadaso Seventh-day Adventist Junior High School as an English language teacher. And so I just stopped there and she was, typing and typing. So I just realized the way she was driving and, asking the questions, she
Mm.
was, contemplating with why I was switching. So
Yeah.
while she was typing, I told her the reason why I want to study um, computer science is
That
that,
part is very important to me. You
yeah,
finished answering her question. She
mhm,
wasn't saying anything, so you decided to explain.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Go.
So I told her the reason why I want to jump into this program is that I fell in love with this program when I was in college. I realized that computing has become an integral part of our educational system, and I found that I want to break the gap between computer science and linguistics.
Wow.
Yes, so That was what I was saying. And, I was sometimes, fumbling back. I made sure that I voice out what I had in mind. And that was just the little thing I said about the reason why I want to study this program, despite my background.
Before Ben, you come in, I know in the queue,
Mm-hmm.
you see people get denied.
Exactly. All the people who were in front of me, they got denied.
Did that scare you?
It didn't because I knew everybody is different.
Right.
Yes, I know my story is different, and with my deficit,
Mhm.
um, it, it got a time. It really made me like, no, I have to, because I hadn't gotten a lot of information by the time when I was going. I knew that I should have done certain things, but yet I said I have to try until then. If anything happens, then I will, do my homework well so that I could get full funding or something like that. Because
So you
people,
are prepared for a possible denial too.
I conscientize myself that it could be 50-50,
Okay.
and my life doesn't depend on it. Before that, I have been posted to, Kintampo to go and work.
Okay.
So I was like, if I go and I get denied, I'll just go to Kintampo to go and work. If and do what I have to do to come back. If I get it, fine. So that was what I did. So I wasn't but as a matter of fact, you'll be nervous a little bit. Yeah, for that
I
one.
like I like the American accent. You've been there for a little bit. This is Otoko Goso in American English. Anyway,
Yeah.
I like it. But you want to come in?
Yeah, I think today Wright has taken the show. In fact, he is telling us a lot of things that we don't know. I have to be frank. Personally, I don't know, and
Oh,
I'm just contemplating if it had happened to me, how would I been able to approach this? So I think Wright, you have really inspired us today.
thank you.
So I just maybe 2-3 sentences to
Hmm.
our viewers. We have some people that perhaps right at the moment they've received I-20, maybe
Hmm.
their cost of attendance is around 40,000, and
Hmm.
they feel like, no, without scholarship, they can't make it. Just 2-3 words of advice before you continue.
All right. What I would say to all
Because
you,
let me chip in this, because always they have that kind of, without funding my visa, I may be denied.
hmm.
So looking at your case, I just want you to use that as a way to let them know the possibilities.
Okay, thank you. What I would say about this question is that one, know that it is possible, like Fred has been saying, and your story is different from somebody. So it doesn't matter where you are coming from. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your accent, or maybe you are not good in English or whatever. You don't have to be scared of the white lady or the white man, because there are people like us.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are scared because they have heard they are going to stand in front of a white person to speak.
Mhm.
You don't have to be that. And I don't think that the visa process or the visa process is solely based on your funding.
Yeah.
It's not. It's really important, because sometimes when you get here and you don't know what to do, your funding is low and all that, it might also create another kind of stress to you. But what I would say is that um, just be real, be real to yourself, be authentic, and just give it a try and see what will come out of it. Don't depend on it as if your whole life depends on it. If you don't psych yourself that um it's 50-50, you can get it and you can, but because of the hardship that is going on in our country, we are so desperate. And so even before we get to the counter, we find ourselves fumbling. We are unable to speak out and all that. If your funding is low, just giving your best. Maybe it might be your home ties which might, captivate the consular to, grant you your visa. You don't know. So just give in your best and God will take care of the rest.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Just give your best and God will take care of the rest.
exactly.
That's a nice one from
So Ben, you
Bright.
said God. You have to say
Yeah. Okay, so Bright,
Yeah.
today we want to cipher you. We want to take all the information from you.
Mm.
So your transition from Ghana to US,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever wish there are some skills you had gotten before moving to US? Or because you were teaching and you're already a professional man, we think everything is okay?
Yeah, thank you. That's a very nice question. When I got here, I'm a type of person who likes to, shave my hair every 2 weeks and all that. So I thought it wise that if I am now in Ghana and I'm planning to come to the United States or travel anywhere in the world, I would learn a skill, as you have made mention. I would learn a skill either to how to, to shave or how to, sew dresses and all that because it really helps. And if you won't do it for for getting money, you can do it for yourself, and which might save time and money for you. So I recommend strongly that if you're planning traveling to anywhere, at least get some skill apart from what you have already, and it might really help you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, can you comment some more on your driving experience? Because I learned in US, it's always good to have the driver's experience before you go. So, did you ever encounter such a challenge when you went there?
Yeah, so when I reach out to the person I'm staying with currently, he told me I should let my dad, take me through driving in Ghana so that it'll be easy when I get here and he continue from there. Because when he gives me to other people, they are going to charge me, and I don't have any money when I got here. So um my dad took me into it for just 15 minutes and that's it. So when I got here, he took me through the driving. I was so scared. And when you get here for the first time, you are so terrified and you don't know the state well, and you know how their road signs and how they have demarcated their roads and all that. It is so. I was even asking myself when I was in the driving training that would I be able to know how to drive in this highway and all that. But gradually we started here on campus going to and fro, and one day we got to the highway when I was able to pick up a little, and by God being so good, I was able to sail through. I went and wrote the exam, and I scheduled for the driving test, the road test, and by God's grace, I also sailed through successfully.
Okay. So, do you think you'd have been better off if you had known how to drive in Ghana?
Oh yes, I think because those people who knows how to drive way back home, when they get here, it's kind of easy for them to learn how to. It's what will be left for them to master is the road signs and a little bit of things that will help them to drive in the United States or wherever they are.
All right.
Oh,
A little bit of thing that would help you to drive in the US. Okay, so let's get going. If you're just tuning in, you're welcome. Let's give some shout out. So Paulina is saying, God bless you, Mr. Nimakon. God bless you too. Prince is giving us the love emoji and he's watching us on Facebook. And then Mustafa is asking, Ben, what's your full name? And I want to connect with you on LinkedIn. Ben, you want to respond to that?
okay, so my full name is Benjamin Frimpong Anim. So
Right.
you get that on LinkedIn.
Okay, Paulina is watching us on Facebook and saying thank you so much. Veronica, shout out to you, Veronica. She is one of our major followers, Veronica, shout out to you, very educative. Susu is asking, how has his experience been at the Kotoka International Airport? So, Bright, you want to talk about that? Your experience at the airport in Accra?
Yeah, my experience. So, they told me that I have to get there 3 hours before my departure time. So we set off early. We got there at 6. We went in to check, and they, took all my bags, and I just waited for some time before the immigration in Kotoka Airport could
Yeah.
also, go through my stuffs. I went through that process, and I went sitting, waiting for the boarding time, and that was it.
One of the things I love about you is your accent. I tell you. I tell you.
Yeah.
So Philip is watching us on YouTube. He says, Philip says, thank God for this opportunity. And Paulina is saying this program is very educative. I'm really learning. God bless you. The Freddy Fred, God bless you too. Okay, let's see. Shout outs to Uju. Okay, I hope I'm getting it right. Reginald. Reginald is saying that I have my I-20. I booked my dates for the interview, but still waiting for funding. But I still go for the interview with or without funding. Shout outs to you, Reginald Appiah J. And then, some more shout outs to you. Okay. It's possible. That's the name on Facebook. It's possible. I like that.
Hmm.
Did you pay admission deposit?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Paulina is saying, yes, it's possible. My story is different from everybody. Susu is saying that, okay, Susu, I think we've responded to your question. How much was he having in his bank account? Please, you have to be specific with that question. Okay. This got me indeed. Your life does not depend on it when he spoke about the visa. Diana is saying that I like the positive energy. So Diana, I fear is it Diana or Diana? How is it? Anyway, shout outs to you. I tap into the testimony. Reginald is commenting from Facebook. Afia is saying very interesting. Mercy, Lucy is saying how. Dinah is saying very inspiring. He said his name tells it all. He's bright. So
Thank
that's
you.
you, Jamal Michael, watching us on YouTube. Clement is saying the Fred effect. Okay, let's see. Lukman is saying the Fred effect. Jamel is saying wow on Facebook. Um, it's possible he's saying we will never quit unless we get a visa, inshallah. Okay, great. So Yonkodo, somebody saying Yonkodo. And all right. That's so. Those are some of your comments on Facebook. Thank you so much, Amano Joshua. Great work on Facebook by Anchi Tutu Romeo. Shout out to you, Anchi Tutu. And then Kelvin is coming in with a comment. Shout out to you, Kelvin. Kwame Clement, Stanley, Raphael. So we try to give shout outs to as many people as you're tuning in. We have close to 1,000 people watching us across our various social media platforms. Remember that every week we select one person who the team helps to go through the process. Angelina, shout outs to you, saying very inspiring. All right, Ben, you have some more questions for Bright?
Oh, okay. I think all that you have been saying today is very positive. So I just want to know, what are some of the cultural shocks you have been through so far?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Like, I want to know some of the cultural shocks you have been through so far.
Can you please break down English for me because I don't get what you're saying?
So I think Ben means culture shocks.
Oh, I got it.
Ben has a UK accent, so
That's right. Oh, Ben, so you are streaming live from UK?
yeah, he joined us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Right. When I got here, we had an encounter with a police officer, and he took us through some sexual assault that we need to be very careful with it, especially dealing with ladies in the United States. Yeah, so that is so. Sometimes when I meet a lady and I want to say hi or hello, I'm really careful. Even they are saying that I really like laughing, but when they are saying that when you look into a lady and you keep on smiling, it means something different here in the United States. So for that one, I really find it difficult sometimes to stop laughing when I'm having a conversation with them. So
Or some people shouldn't laugh, at least. Or
I
some
don't know how to from my face.
This reminds my case. I think I was once speaking with one of my professors, and I was like, she asked me something. I was like, no, please. And she was like, what do you mean by no, please? I
Yeah.
was, no, please means like it's no. So
yeah, but
you know, at times,
to it, it's a
yeah,
little.
you say certain things, and it's like they'll feel offended. You know,
Yeah.
it's so strange.
So
So
Mm.
what have
you don't smile at the ladies.
I do smile at them, but not most of the time.
All right, but go on, please.
Yeah.
so Bright so what have you missed back home? Just 30 seconds.
Oh, I really miss going out with friends. Here it's school, church, work, school, church, work. That's the circle. So so I don't have time to do other stuff, which makes me happy. But I think as the day go by, I would find time to engage in things that I do which makes me feel good and happy. So I really miss those times when going out with friends and having enough rest, because I'm a type of person who likes to sleep. And by here I don't get time to sleep a lot.
Oh, I see. So have you met your expectations?
Um, you
When
know,
when you come, you thought like glass and quan.
yeah,
There's no
yeah,
glass
yeah.
and quan, or there are some woods.
Oh, there are a lot of rules here, man.
Talk to us about that.
In this is I say. I
You
don't know
see.
whether it's because of where
so
I'm
so those
residing now.
so those who are ready to count, they shouldn't expect to see only glass, right?
No.
Good.
Talk to us
Fantastic.
about that. What were your expectations? And have they been met? I mean, when you're traveling abroad, or when you're going to study abroad, there are a lot of things you think about. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this. What changed?
Yeah. When I was coming, I had an intention to, when I got here, I would go through the educational system really quick. I really love to, go into a different program, which is clinical psychology.
Okay.
And I know that here it doesn't matter your background.
Yeah.
So far as your skill is needed and you have interest in the field, you can get into it.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to finish up really quick and dive into clinical psychology or something like that. But I realized that I don't know where from here I have to make sure that I'm moving into. I know where I'll go. So um, I'm a bit slow in the program that I'm taking. Instead of taking full classes, I've reduced it so that I will know where exactly after completing school I would go into before I rush into the educational process. So
Yeah.
that is the only expectation that I haven't been able to, but I think it's worth it.
If somebody is listening to us, there is a teacher from Akrokeri that maybe you graduated with. There is this old class mate that is listening to you now, seeing your handsome face with your
Mm.
glasses and all that. Right. What advice would you give to such an individual who also, looks forward to being in the position you are now, who wants to study abroad?
Okay. All I would say about this is that it's just a matter of time. And, when it's your time, God really makes all things really bright and, new. So when the time is due for you to, set in here or get into here, it will definitely come to pass. And so if you have gone to the embassy and you are being denied, never give up. Never give up. It is possible. And so Just put in the work, listen to podcasts from Fred Effect. I highly recommend Fred Effect, podcast and his, interviews and all that. It really helped me. And so if you are planning of getting here, then I think you need to put in the work. Most of the people who reach out to us, when you tell them to go to the Fred Effect and read something, they pay deaf ear and later come back to ask you that same question.
Yeah.
We and here it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
We deal with time, and so when you are not responding, or you sometimes when you look at the message, you ask yourself, why did the person went and did what I told the person to do?
Mm-hmm.
So you might ignore because you don't have that, you don't have all day to do that.
Yeah.
And so just put in the work and you'll be able to sail through.
It's been a very inspiring journey. It's been a very inspiring section. I have learned a lot from you, Bright, and I appreciate your resilience, the never giving up spirit.
Yeah.
And by God's grace, you're moving higher. All right, Ben, you have any final thing to ask? How many minutes do you still have for us, Bright? Because we were supposed to start earlier. We've taken much of your time.
Oh.
How many minutes do you still have for us?
I'm good. You don't have to worry about the time right now.
Right.
I'm good.
So
Yeah.
wanted to see if some people will have questions for you. So we've shared the link on the various social media platform. Just click on it. You can join us live in the studio and talk to Bright or talk to Ben or talk to myself. Ben, you still have more questions for Bright?
I think Wright has really educated us today. Yeah, it's a lovely session. So I would just, you have been saying everything. You refer back to Fred Effect.
Yeah.
So if I want you to use just one word to describe the Fred Effect team, what would it be?
Very educative and insightful.
One word.
Educative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So if you want to ask Bright any questions, please you can request. I just shared the link on the various social media platforms. So if you go to X, on Twitter or YouTube, I shared the link. So you click on that and then you can easily join us. If you check in the comment section, I just posted that as well, and you can join us to ask all your questions. Bright, let's talk about what you wish you had known before starting this process. Having gone through the process, what are some of the things that if you were supposed to advise your younger Bright or your younger self, what would you have said to younger Bright?
All right. My advice would be that you need to take the time to search for not just any kind of information, but the right information. And when you search for it, don't just search for the right information and relax. Just put in the work. And where I would would like to know much is about how to get scholarship. Yes, that is the most aspect I would look very deep into.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome. So we are going to have the draw, and then we select one person. If you're wondering what is the draw about, every week we select one person. We are not only giving you the information, the team is willing to hold your hand to help you through. Remember, for more than half a decade, we've been running what we call the Fred Effect, mentorship program. There is an opportunity to schedule a one-on-one. And if you want to get in touch with the team, either Ben or myself, there is an opportunity for you to send us a message directly on Instagram. We only respond to messages on Instagram. It's quite unfortunate that some, people are using our brand names and pictures to be able to create, other social media platforms, using that means to dupe people, unfortunately. So we restrict ourselves to responding to messages only on our verified social media handle, which is the Instagram. If you are chatting with any other person on any other platform, please be careful. That is not the Fred Effect. The Fred Effect team has over 20,000, 20.7 thousand, followers on Instagram, which is a verified account. So make sure you are messaging us via that platform, and we'll be happy to respond to you. Somebody has joined us. Let's talk to. Let's see who we have here. Dean, salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Please talk to Bright.
Oh, okay. I think my network is not, so I'm not hearing well.
We can hear you, by the way. Salahu, we can hear you. Okay, Salahu's network is not stable. Let's talk to Philip. Hi, Philip. How you doing? Philip, if you could unmute your microphone, then you talk to Bright. Hi, Philip.
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Fred.
Good evening, sir. Please talk to Bright.
Yeah, Mr. Fred. Please. Good evening. I'm calling from Ghana, Philip Sunyani specifically, Sunyani Technical University, a computer science level 400 students.
So the ex-Poly people, you are still beating my SEC people. Eh?
The last time I met you at Mr. Gary page, I thought you asked me this question. I said no.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. My question is, I'm a final year student at Poly studying computer science, and I've been following this page for more than a year now. So I got to some point, I had a phone problem. So as I speak right now, my phone is back. So I'm back on live. So I have some question that I want to ask. I've been preparing my document. So if I may ask, what are some of the courses in the computer science field that you recommend to me? Though I'm into the networking field, but most of the time I don't often see networking courses as masters at the United States side, or probably United States or Germany is my target countries I'm targeting.
Bright, any suggestions for Philip?
Actually, I wouldn't want to suggest any kind of program, but I think there are a lot of computer science field or concentration he can, I think, Fred, you have even done a podcast on all these things, which might be helpful to Philip. And so sometimes you can even get into maybe computer science, but when you get here, you will definitely know what exactly, either to remain in the school or to go to a different school which might be having or pursuing your interest of concentration.
So, Philip, the video Bright is talking about, I decided to, list a lot of related programs in your field, and also mention some of the universities that you have a high chances of getting scholarship. Go to the Fred Effect YouTube channel. You see, and then it's not only computer science, other programs that I did about that as well. So please check that out, Philip. Thank you so much. Let's talk to Wisdom. Hi, Wisdom. Kindly unmute your microphone. Let's hear you.
Hi, Fred Effects. Please, good evening.
Good day, sir. Please talk to Bright.
Okay, thank you very much, Fred Effect, Ben, and Mr. Bright Nimakon. Fred Effect, this question is very crucial to me. I need a true clarification on it so that I can also embark on the US schools application. Fred, when I completed school in 2016, I won a make-up a salary, but it was done through an agent who used 2nd October 1996 for my initial entry. So whilst we're in the course of doing the process, instead of us to use my real date of birth as 2nd August 1997, for that time we were just naive on the lottery. So we followed the agent's command that we should use what he used for the initial entry. So I used the 2nd October 1996 for my passport. And in the course that we were preparing and waiting for the interview, I had a second win of the lottery. And this time around also, the agents, for that one, the agents, I made the registration on myself. They came to our school, but for the first entry, I wrote on of deck. So the agent that made that first entry went for my details from that place that I registered in of deck. But for the second entry, they came to our various schools and I made the registration. So for that one also, I made a win for the 2018. And that one also, the date of birth was second.
You won the lottery twice?
Yes, please, Fred.
Wow. Okay.
But
go ahead.
Because of this alteration in my date of birth, the first entry was 2nd October 1996. And the second entry that they came to our school, I filled the form. But unfortunately, they also made an error on my year of birth. And they did the 2nd August 1996. So when I went for the interview, I didn't know of the second win. So on my first interview, the counselor asked me that, am I aware I've won the the following years on? I didn't know because at that time the agent hasn't contacted us yet. So I said no. So my case was placed on administrative process until the year end. We decided to try the second one and I got refused again. It has really scared me. Although I've been able to correct my date of birth, that all my documents are tallying with my right date of birth now. From my birth set, my junior high school, my senior high school, my tertiary as a general nursing, all tallies as my right date of birth, 2nd August 1997 now. I want to know if I try to put entry for this school application in US, will it create an issue for me, Fred? Please help me on that.
So in terms of application, it wouldn't be a problem. So the most important aspect would be, preparing for the visa interview. So this will not affect your eligibility to gain admission or a scholarship into a university. But when it gets to the visa, preparation, you may need an expert advice. So we do have a collaboration with Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of former visa officers. So whilst you make a conscious effort to work on the admission process, when it gets to the visa interview, you can schedule an appointment with Argo Visa, and they are going to give you an expert advice on that. The link to schedule a meeting with them is what I'm sharing on the screen. But yeah, you're a very lucky guy. Some people have done this for 1,000 years and they've not won. Like you won twice. That's crazy. All right, that's wisdom. Anyway, let's talk to Mustafa. Mustafa, salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Talk to us,
Thank,
bro.
thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Me, I am currently pursuing my master's degree in India. So I heard that I am following you since I think like
Where
about
are you originally from? Because now you're talking as an Indian.
yes, sir. I am in Delhi, Sharda University.
Okay, there he.
Where are you
Yes,
originally from?
me, I am
Yeah,
from Nigeria. Nigeria.
but now you're talking like an Indian.
Yeah, because I'm living with them. That's why, sometimes
Go ahead.
talk with their. Yes. Please, Mr. Ben, I want to ask you that I heard that in your previous discussions with with the freight, you have mentioned that from India you just transit transition to the United Kingdom for your for another master's degree. So actually, I am applying. I even applied for two summer internship in the UK, but I was selected for that internship, but very unfortunate due to the failure for me to have the visa, so I was rejected for that opportunity. So that's why I am trying to ask you for the strategic way you have been to follow through to have that visa. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. All right. So thank you for the question. So it's very simple. With the UK, the only thing has to do with the proof of funds. All right. Are you aware?
Yes, okay, sir. Yes.
Yes. So if you're able to show your financial strength, is the possibility of getting your visa approved is very high. So right now you can start putting the application. We are in the month of May, June. So if you are lucky, you put in application now. By 4 weeks time, you can get decision against September if you are very lucky. If not, when are you graduating from your program in India?
That is May, June next year, 2026.
Oh, okay. Then it means you still have time, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you can now, if UK is where you want to move to, then the advice for now is try and then build your account.
Okay.
That is it. Because for them, gaining admission is not, you don't really go through like tedious process. If you're able to submit the required document, within 2 to 3 weeks, you can get admission decision. So for now, if that is your target, then try as much as possible to build your financial grounds, because it's very, very important. They have scholarships. I can advise you, especially the Commonwealth Scholarship, and then the UK government scholarship, and then the Chevening scholarship. They are all there, but those scholarships comes with a condition. What it means is that at the end of your program, you have to come back to your country, stay there for at least 2 years before you can come back to UK. So because of that, most students try as much as possible to run away from this scholarship. But if you still need it, you can start reading about it, and from next year January, I think the Commonwealth and the Chevening will be open that you can apply. So for UK, my advice is try as much as possible to build your finances from now, and you'll be good to go.
All right.
Because
Okay, thank you very much.
the application process is very simple, and you can even finish within 5 to 10 minutes.
Let's talk to Hamad. Hamad, salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Frederick.
So,
Good evening, team. Thank you guys for sharing
Yeah,
very
good
wonderful
evening.
insights. You guys are really doing well for us. So my question is to the team in regards to those in the US. How did you navigate the date search system? In the sense that a lot of people are having I-20s and then they have paid for their MRVs, but then they're having
oh man. Hamad, we lost you at a point, so we didn't hear the last sentence.
So can I come again? Is it audible now?
You said a lot of people have had I-20s. They are paid for it.
Yeah, but then they have paid for the MRVs, but then they're having challenges getting an interview date. And some too have scheduled for emergency, and then I'm told the emergency is even worse than the normal aspect. So what
Right.
advice?
What was your experience during your time? What was your experience?
Yeah, what I did is I joined a couple of groups who were also hunting for dates,
Yeah.
and I also stay online to search for dates. But even I quite remember I did an emergency appointment and I was approved, and that is how come I had a date.
Okay. So Hamad, what happens is that after the COVID-19 period, it has been, this challenge has been there, and it has, I think it has been improved. Now if you are in the process for the first time, it might seem new to you, but this is no news at all,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. Now what happens is that even if you get your visa approved now and your program is supposed to start, let's say 15th of August, you cannot travel to the US until 30 days to the start of your program. So you need to wait until maybe 15th of July to be able to travel. So as I speak with you now, the Fed Effect Group has like a lot of people who have gotten their visas approved. All they need to do is to prepare now and come. So it's not been an issue if you've been in the space for some time. So what I encourage people to do is that continue monitoring the platform. Bro, we are just in the middle of May, right? And your program is starting in August. Not a big deal. What happens is that if you get a date tomorrow, can you attend the interview? There are instances where people's dates have automatically been rescheduled. There are instances where I've been able to select a date for somebody tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, I have to cancel that. So you don't have to panic. All you need to do is to constantly monitor the platform.
Yeah.
Bright said you join mock sessions, right? And then you normally when people see dates on the calendar, they post it.
Yeah.
Normally when people get their emergency request denied, sometimes, not all the time, because they don't give you a reason for denying the emergency request. Sometimes people apply for the emergency with only their I-20. You need to add your service payment confirmation as well, because that's the instruction. You
Yeah.
get. So when people, and the good thing is that earlier in the portal, which was the US Travel Docs portal, the earlier portal, which was used like last year, when you put an emergency request and you are denied, you don't get another chance. But in this portal, the positive thing is that when you put in emergency request and it's denied, you have an opportunity to put in another request again. Again, earlier you had only 2 chances to reschedule. Now you have like, when you pay for the MRB, you have like 5 chances.
Wow.
It has never happened before, like where you can schedule and schedule, you get it. So I think it's more positive now. focus on the preparation. If you're in the same, situation, focus on preparing for the interview such a way that if there is a date tomorrow, can you go? And over the years, during June, July, they release a lot of dates, right? Because they know students will be going for interview. And another thing is that if you can afford to, you can go for the interview in another country: Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, all the surrounding countries. People go to Madagascar, Swatini, whatever. So there's a lot of options that are available for Ghanaians too. People go for the interview even in Dubai. Yeah, I know people who go in
South
Dubai.
Africa.
Yeah, South Africa and all that. So, but basically that's it. Thank you for joining, Hamad.
One more thing. Can I?
Go ahead.
It's not a question. Yeah, I just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that I've texted you, and so I've sent my I-20 and also my what's the name, admission slips, just so that you can add me to the group on Instagram.
Yeah,
the
so
name is Ahmad.
Yeah, the team will definitely respond to. We'll get back.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you for joining, Hamad. Let's talk to Bright. Do you still have some time? Because a lot of people are backstage.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Let's talk to Elijah. Are you the Elijah in the Bible?
No, this Elijah cannot be from the Bible.
Elijah, go ahead.
I want to say a very big thank you to the Fred Effect and all
it's
your
kind of
team
stupid.
members.
I don't know if it's on my end, but there's a glitching. Oh man, Elijah, you need to fix your sound. Let's talk to Alexander Hill. Alexander Hill is like some brothalized kind of name. What is your? Do you have like a local name?
Yeah, Asari.
No, but Asari make a way. Alexander Hill, they mean him say.
So we have an post or yes said in November and visa approved. Oh wow.
Alexander, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. It's evening here, so I spoke with you. That was last year. Talked about we talked about me applying for a school, and God willing, I've gotten admission at St. Louis at Missouri.
Awesome.
Yeah, with project management in IT. Yeah, I've done everything. I've paid my service fee, my visa application fee, but the date is the problem. So I was listening keenly to the information you were giving to the other guys. So I think I'm going to use that route because I was supposed to come this summer.
Mm-hmm.
My school actually started, that was last week.
Okay.
So now I'm being given the option to defer to August.
Okay.
So I will defer and get so that you can give me my I-20 so that I will follow that route and see if possibly it could be possible.
Yeah,
Even
just continue
because
monitoring.
Went for a conference today.
Are you in a moving vehicles? Like you keep on breaking, Alexa.
I've packed.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. My school was here today at Marriott Hotel. We had some engagements, and so they even assured me they had wanted to do everything here for me, my deferral, but they asked me to go on the portal. Time wasn't on our side, so I think if maybe because I cannot afford going to other countries to.
Yeah. So congrats for your admission. I'm very positive you definitely get a date. That's Alexander Hill, but he has Asari as the backup date. Yeah. Let's talk to Lukman. Lukman, why are you not smiling, bro?
Lukman is facing broken heart.
Yes, as if you know. So Ben, my issue.
Relax. Smile.
So
life cannot be that hard. Smile, bro.
Right.
Go ahead.
I'm okay. So I had admission to University of Leeds in the UK
Mm.
to study a Master of Science in Global Logistics and Supply Chain Management. But unfortunately for me, it didn't come with scholarship, even though the university has a merit-based scholarship, which I have qualified for the criteria, which I have put in an application. But even the highest you can get with that merit-based scholarship is 50%. And once I'm able, even if I'm able to get the 15%, the deficit is still going to be huge. And I have looked at the external scholarship avenue, i.e., Chevening and the Commonwealth. But all of them, their deadlines have passed. So I was hoping if I was hoping of deferring to next year, but one of the conditions of the admission is that you cannot ask for a deferral. So Ben, I don't know if there are any other scholarship avenues that you are aware of that I can explore.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think with the UK, the fully funded scholarship is kind of limited. I think the three that you mentioned are basically the common ones that that are available at the moment. How much is your deficit?
So the amount is £30,500.
Oh, okay. So it means if you're able to get the 50,000, it will be
If I'm
slashed
if
back
I'm able to get the 50%, that means I'll be looking at around 15,000.
15,000. Oh, that's huge. Okay, so
Yes.
so so you don't need to give up. It all depends, and it's just a matter of understanding the process. So if you even decide to go by the 15,000, and I don't really know your financial grounds, if you're able to show proof of funds, like show that you have that money in your account, plus what the UK government will expect you. I think right now it's around 13,000 or so. So basically we'll be looking at around 28,000 pounds. How much is your initial deposit?
£2,000.
2,000 pounds is the initial deposit. So which means
Yes.
that you'll be looking at somewhere around 26,000 pounds bank statement. If
Sure.
you'll be able to get that bank statement, then I will encourage you to push to pursue or to continue. What happens is that when you come and you really strategize yourself, if you decide to even depend on the 20 hours, you'll be able to clear. I don't know your school. There are some schools, if you speak to them, they're able to give you the flexibility to spread your fees throughout the entire year.
Yes.
I have spoken
Yes,
to some
it is possible.
students that yes, it's possible. So it all depends on you. If you are really determined, you can come, and then what happens is that you know UK every year is like 3 terms. So in term one, when you break, it means you can work more than the 20 hours. This is kind of information that most students don't know. So when you are on break for like 1 month, 2 weeks, it means you can work more than 20 hours. You can work full time. So if you're able to balance yourself by the end of your 1 year or 2 years master program, you'll be able to at least clear the fees. So it all depends. One good thing with the UK system is that when you are done, you can apply for the graduate route where you can stay for 2 years. Now they want to reduce it. The last time I read it was around 18 months, which is still very good. With this 18 months, you can even get a company that will be willing to sponsor you.
All right, let's talk to Halal. Hi, Halal, how you doing? Your microphone is muted, sir. Okay, Halal is gone. Let's bring on Angelina. Hi, Angelina.
Hi, Fred.
Yeah, talk to Bright.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I've applied for a school at Rutgers University for their program, master's program in United Nations and Global Studies. And I received an email for an admission interview with one of the associate professors and then a faculty representative. And I've been following you for some time now, but I couldn't find any video regarding admission interviews and the rest. So I wanted to ask. The interview is this week, Friday, and if there are any tips you can give me for preparations for the interview on Friday.
Okay, right. This one I'll hand over to you.
All right. So, Angelina, what I would say is that just be yourself and be unique to your story, to your storyline. Don't listen to what people have been saying. Let your story be unique to your specific program or your interest, and leave the rest. And again, when you get to the embassy, you will see a lot of people, over there, which, some might be telling you a whole lot of stuff. Because when I went there, somebody told me this is fourth time, and he doesn't know what exactly is the criteria for granting visas. But I never listened to what he was saying. I just knew that I'm going there. I've never been there, and just have confidence in yourself and know that you are there with a unique story.
Okay.
Again, your university is a very good school.
Yeah.
To get in is not easy at all. All right, so that brings us to the end of today's section. We are going to have the draw, and then we select one person who the team would assess. So let's see who gets selected for today. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Uju Ogo. I don't know if I got the name right. Congrats to Uju. So Uju, what you have to do is to send us a direct message on Instagram. The Fred Effect is a verified account, and then we take it from there. So congrats to Uju for being selected. Next week we do the same thing. So we come your way next week with another episode of the Steady Abroad podcast. Remember, we've done this for more than 2 years now. Go to the YouTube channel, go to the live session. You see all the people we brought on, very inspiring, transitioning stories and all that. Bright, what will be your last words to us for today? And we really appreciate your time, bro. Your story is unique. We've had people on, but almost every time there's a unique story we hear.
That's
What's your final words to everyone?
My final words is that, as I've been saying, Fred said it's possible, and I really agree with that. And also, a scholar once said that if he has been given 12 hours to cut down a tree, he would use 8 hours to prepare, to sharpen his axe. And that means that when he used that 8 hours to sharpen his axe, he will use just four hours to cut down the tree. Preparation is very key. Just prepare, and it will boost your confidence level, and let your story be unique to yourself. Don't listen to what people are saying. Just focus. Never give up until you went there, and whatever happens, happens. Condition yourself that it could be well. Don't rely on it as if your whole life depends on it. If you get it, fine. If you don't get it, you come back and do the necessary corrections and go again. And I know that whatever that you do, it is possible, and you can get there too.
Whatever you do is possible, and you can also do it. So, Ben, Brian, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. And maybe we should have you some time on again. After you delve much into divinity, you come and thank you so much, Brian. All right. So, Ben, what will be your final words to our viewers for today? So, Ben will be co-hosting the podcast with me, almost every week if he's not busy. All right, Ben, what will be your final words to our viewers?
Okay. So what I would say is that life is so easy if you understand. It's not complex as we always look at. You see, so please, my advice is that you need yourself in all the things that you do. So just relax for life. It's not everything that we have control over. So there are certain things, no matter what, we can control. But in as much as you have life, what it simply means is that there is hope. So let's build on the life we have today to secure the future we want tomorrow. Thank you all.
Let's build on the life we have today to secure the future we want tomorrow. That's deep, bro. Anyway, so Ben, thank you for so much for your time, and we'll definitely meet with the viewers next week.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so it's been another insightful section of the Steady Abroad podcast with me, the Fred Effect. We come your way this and every weekend on a Saturday. Just set a reminder immediately after this session ends. The next one is scheduled. We've almost planned then almost like the entire year section already. So every week there is another session, insightful session coming up, and this is to help you learn, and so that you wouldn't make the mistakes other people made when going through the process. It makes life easier for you. Remember that the Fred Effect team has only one means of getting in touch with us, which is via our verified Instagram handle. Please don't chat with somebody on WhatsApp, any other platform, because they are sort of impersonating the Fred Effect team, which is so bad, and we don't want you to fall prey to it. Also, if you want to join our mock session for more than half a decade, this is interesting, and for more than half a decade, we've been consistent that every year we have 2 platforms that we prepare people, help coach people for the visa interview. This is the longest anybody has done this. So send us a message on Instagram. If you're preparing for your visa interview, calm down, everything will be fine. People have done it. You're not the first person, and you'll be okay. So we add you to our platform. Also, we have a collaboration with the Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of former visa officers. So these are people who used to work with the US government, and then they are retired, and now they are using their experience to guide you on why your visa could be denied or could be approved, and help you shape your story, go through your DS-160, DS-260, and all that. So use the link I'm sharing on the screen to book a one-on-one consultation with Argo Visa and help you go through your visa interview process. Please be positive. Know that everything will be fine. My name has been Fred. My co-host was Ben, and our guest was Bright. We'll meet next week. Take care of yourself.